Okay, so before you take your seats, let me ask you a question. What did you learn from that process so far? What have you learned? It's not as easy as I said. Okay, good. Yes. Shh, hold on. Yes. Okay, she learned that she's actually visual when she thought she was kinesthetic. How did you figure that out? Okay, good. How many people realize that you're not very auditory? How many people, when people were telling you what to do, couldn't understand, but once you got into doing it, you got a better sense of what was going on? Yes? Not just demonstrating it, but when you were actually in the act of, not when you were watching the demonstration, but you're actually in the act of doing it, is when you learn more about how to do this than being taught by me about how to do it. Yes? Good. Thank you. Excellent. What else did you learn? Yes? Oh, good. Different learning styles had different impressions of the assignment. Very nice. Why? What were some of the impressions? What were the impressions?
Well, I picked up that we would take one small piece of building a leadership team. I picked up that we were to take a piece of building the leadership team where my teammates wanted to take the whole thing of building a leadership team, and a lot of our time was taken up trying to focus where we were going to take our presentation.
How many people were confused a little bit about what the exercise was supposed to do? Come on, put your hands up. Look around the room. So, what did you learn from that? Hold it, hold it. I want you to start thinking like trainers. Yeah, it's about clear instructions, asking questions, all that kind of stuff. What else? What was the real exercise? I said it's about learning how to build a championship what? Team. How many people just in trying to get your act together to try to demonstrate it learn something about how to build a team? Yes. How many people learned that it wasn't about demonstrating to somebody else, just trying to get your own stupid act together so you could demonstrate it? How many know what I'm talking about here? The beauty of being a great trainer is to understand you got to get to the core. You had to do what you were going to teach. Yeah, you had to do what you were going to teach, which was half the battle. Look, I take people out. One of the great exercises to do in my 5-day program is we go out and play volleyball every day. Yeah, well, it's volleyball that you may not be accustomed to. But the first part of the exercise is look, I don't even put an opponent on the other side of the net. It's hard not to, you know what? I say, how many times can you get the ball over? Everybody hit the ball one time, get the ball over in a 2-minute period of time. You know what? Most people don't need a competitor out there. Now, how do I know that? Experience, right? Well, it's not because I'm a wizard about it. The issue is that the very exercise I gave you to do, the real learning was not in you teaching it to somebody else. The real learning was you learning how to figure out how to get your act together to try to even figure out how to do the assignment. How many of you understand what I'm talking about here? Yes? That's what. Look, I could have you guys tie your, if you had shoelaces, I could have you tie your shoelaces together and have you follow each other all around, out the door, and come back in here and sit down, and we could spend all day long figuring out what the lesson is there. Doesn't matter. The issue is here, the point, I mean, VAK is important to know, absolutely. But the issue here is what we're doing now is what's called what's it called? The key is not the exercise. The key to being a great trainer, not a good trainer, but a what trainer? Great. A great trainer, a great leader, a great facilitator, a great parent, for that matter, is your ability to what? Debrief. Is that how do you take an exercise and get people to get a lesson out of it? Now, out of this piece right here, based on what I just said with you, how many people got a little bit of an aha from it? Okay, good. That the lesson was in the lesson. Okay? All right. Oh, you're all taking, diligently want to take notes here, okay. Look, the flip chart will be up here. You don't have to worry about it. So what I want to do here is I'll give you a little experience of this, is that the key that I'd love you to have is a tool that most trainers don't deal with. Because what I did is, if you'll notice, there's a formula for debriefing. And the formula basically goes like this. All it is 4 questions. How many questions? 4. You understand these 4 questions, you can build a championship team any place. How many like that? You have to know these 4 questions. You can debrief any situation, no matter how nuts it is. How many would like that? If you know how to ask these 4 questions properly, you can look like a hero in any situation. How many like that? If you know how to ask these 4 questions, then what will happen is you will ingrain lifelong learning in the people that you're talking to. How many would like that? Good. So what have I just done? What did I just do? I went through the whole process again. The same one that Bob and Taylor and everybody else up here was doing. I asked questions, what's in it for me? The reason I'm telling you this is because I lost $750,000 learning this lesson. Remember I told you? My trucking company was in debt. I mean, I could have easily bankrupted it and shut it down. I've bankrupted companies before. I'm not afraid to admit it. I've bankrupted, actually not companies, I bankrupted once. Powerful lesson. I don't want to ever have to do that again. How many people can relate? How many of you have ever done it yourself? Okay, good. I don't want to do that again. So it's not an issue of what happens, like Tony says. It's not what happens. What's the other part of that? It's how you respond to what happens that determines the quality of your life. So here are the 4 questions. So what I did is I also gave you a little earn the right. Who I was. And the benefit for you. So you see how that cycle repeats itself? Now, how many would like to know the 4 questions? Okay, first. This is not rocket science.